It's that time of the year. The Hourglass palettes have been released. 3 of them with a 4th coming exclusively to Sephora. I have not received it yet. In this video, we're gonna do swatches. We're gonna demo each palette on my face. I'll show you what it looks like in natural light. We'll do tons of close-ups, and very important, I'm gonna help you choose the palette that is best for you, because there are some clear differentiators between the palettes. So we're gonna get into that. Let's get started. First, the live swatches. I'll put on some music while you watch. We're gonna go palette by palette, swatching all of the shades on my arm. Check out the timestamps below if you want to jump around to a different section of the video. We're gonna start with the applications from light to dark. So first the Deer palette, then the Swan, and then the Fox. We're gonna start with the bronzer on a Rephr 05 brush. Let's see how this looks. This bronzer, it's marbled. You see how there's 2 shades there? It's a cool bronze mixed with dim light, which is one of their finishing powders. It shows up nicely on me. For your reference, I'm a light medium skin tone. I love that it's not warm. This is not a new shade. We're going in with the blush. This is Radiant Peach. It's a new shade. And the brush is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's called Powder and Sculpt. I like this brush because it fits so nicely in the pan. So this is a soft muted cheek, a soft muted peach. Perfect for daily wear. Okay, let's do the other shade. Just wiping off my brush in my Sigma switch before going in to this also new shade. It's called Vibrant Pink. Let's see how vibrant this is. Oh no, it's not too much. Oh, this is easy. I love it. I love it when the blushes are not too intense. I guess since it's called Vibrant Pink and the description here says that it's a bright pink, maybe on a lighter skin tone you could see that vibrance. That's why in my mind I hesitated with this blush. But now that I see it on the cheeks, it is nice and soft. The peach on this side and the pink on this side. Not a huge difference between the two. I don't have any added shimmer or sparkle. It's just that beautiful hourglass, glowy, healthy finish. All right, let's go with highlighter. This is not a new shade. It's called an iridescent strobe light, which is a shimmering soft pink. It has a subtle, very light pink pearl. All right, let's see what we think of this shimmering soft pink. Yeah, I could definitely see on my fingertip. I also see it here on my cheek. I don't know if you can see it. Let's add more because I want you to be able to see it. Let's see if I can get the perfect angle there for you to see. Oh, nice and subtle. Yeah, if you build it, it'll give you a lot more glow, but it can go on really subtle. Of course, Hourglass knows what they're doing. So these are the Hourglass finishing powders, which are meant to really be used to buff, as a final step, to buff everything together so that your makeup appears really seamless. All right, let's get started with Swan. Let's go into the bronzer, again with the Referral 5. I remember from the swatches how pigmented this bronzer is. So I'm just gonna tap it off here, but we might need a fluffier brush to get a lighter application. So far, I think it is controllable. It is controllable, but it's on the pigmented side. Here's the before without bronzer and the after with bronzer. And again, just like the previous palette, this bronzer is not too warm either. Fantastic. In this palette, we're getting 3 new shades of blushes. And what I like is that they're all so different from each other. It's not like we have 2 slightly different pinks, but we have a pink, a peach, and a plum. And not only that, but they also have different finishes. For example, this pink one has sparkle. This is a coral pink color. This is a shade with the most sparkle. From all 3 palettes, this shade has the most sparkle. Can I see it? Is it visible from here? No, in this lighting, I can't really see it. It's very tastefully done, and I love the shade. This next blush shade is called Sunset Flush on a Refer 04. This is a dusty peach. Oh, it really is peach. It's not a peach pink. It is a true peach. What is it? A dusty peach with golden pearl. And pearl is pretty obvious compared to the non-pearly cheek. So if you like a little extra glow, oh, that's pretty. That looks really nice. Yeah, you see the difference? Let me show you the other cheek. And then this one, do you see the difference in glow? Wow, I can't stop looking at my cheek. I think this is one of my favorite blush shades. So far, well, I like them all. They're all pretty. But this one, let's remove this side so that we can try on the berry. If you're curious, I am using the Charlotte Tilbury foundation, the new one that just came out, the Airbrush Flawless Finish, because it's full coverage and I want a nicely even toned cheek, you know, to have a nice even canvas under the blushes. This is a mauve fusion. It's described as a plum berry color. This brush is from Tarte. I think I messed up. You see how there's a line here? I think that's because I removed my makeup and then reapplied the foundation way too fast. I didn't wait for anything to dry down. Darn it. It's a pretty color, but it can get away from you quickly. So it is pigmented, and I really would not blame this stripe right here on the powder. That's my fault. Let's just look at the tone, the shade of the blush. I think it's gorgeous, but again, yeah, it's pretty pigmented. I'm gonna sit here and blend for a little while to see if I can even things out. I think it's better, but it's still looking funky. So we tried on all of the new blush shades. Now let's try on the new highlighter shade. It's called Golden Hour, and it's a champagne gold from the Swatches. This is very intense. So I'm gonna go in lightly. Oof, oh my God. Yeah, that is very beamy, and it builds up incredibly fast. Actually, this is a one swipe wonder here. I'm not even gonna go into the pan again, just with whatever's left on the brush. I mean, we already have a glowy cheek here, but just so that you see what it does. I don't know if it happened. I don't know. It's hard to tell because I have a small monitor here. Hold on. Let's go in again. Can you see? Whoa. This is so intense that on the eyes it would go great. Let's try it. This brush is a Shoto 03. Yeah, you see that? Oh, that's awesome. Beautiful. Look at the difference. Let's put it on the other eye. See that? Wow. So here we have it, highlighter on the cheeks and on the eyes. Now let's go see what it looks like in natural light. Actually, we still need to do the finishing powders. Correction, finishing powder singular, because we only have one, and it's dim light, which we have seen before. Now we're ready to go see what this looks like in natural light. Now let's try on the Fox palette. This is the darkest of the three. It was not designed for my skin tone, but we're gonna obviously try it on to see what happens. Let's start with the bronzer. I'm tapping and swirling here on my arm. All of these shades are new except for this marbled one, this blush, but everything else is new. More bronzer. I'm finding that as long as we apply it with a fluffy brush, light layers, it's wearable. A little more on the forehead. All right, well, big surprise. I was not expecting this bronzer to work for me, but it does. Let's go on to the blushes now. Let's start with Lucid Glow. This is a shade that is not new, and I'm using a BK112. This is a shimmering warm coral. Ooh, that's really pretty. Oh, that's a gorgeous shade. This is without blush, with the blush. I think you can see the shimmer finish in there. Again, wiping off my brush here on my Sigma switch, and we're going into Canyon Heat. This one doesn't have any shimmer.
This is a terracotta color.
I think this is enough, but I'm gonna keep going a little bit so that you can see the color really well. I'm gonna bring it up to the nose here. bridge of the nose. Things were looking disconnected. On this side, we have the Lucid Glow blush, which is a shimmering warm coral. And then on this side, we have Canyon Heat, which is a terracotta, matte, shimmery. We still have one more to go. So let's remove the makeup on this side. All right, time for Amethyst Haze. And this is wow, this is pigmented. This is an IT Cosmetics 113 brush. Tapping it off here on my arm first, because yeah, that's a lot of pigment. Okay. I didn't think this rich berry was gonna look good, but it really does. It's actually a beautiful color, and I was able to control it. So time for the powder. This is not gonna look good on me. It's gonna be way too deep, but since we're trying on all the shades, why not? Yeah, this is not the ideal shade for me, but I just wanted you to see what it looked like. The highlighter, it is a new highlighter, and it's a golden bronze, which, I mean, it is very intense, and I already put it on this side. I like how it looks together with like the bronziness of the highlighter together with the terracotta of this blush, which is Canyon Heat. I really like how that combination looks. And on this side, it also looks nice. It's just very beamy. You'd have to use a much lighter hand. This on the eyes is gonna, I think, look beautiful. Just like the, whoa. Just like the highlighter from the last palette, Swan. Let me put it on the cheek just to see. Wow. Yeah, on the eyes, look how pretty that is. Let's put it on the other eye as well. Lovely. What's going on with my neck here? I have been looking at my face in the monitor, but not looking at my neck. What's happening is that it's peeling from all the actives that I used, and I decided to put on a self-tanner last week. Now the tan skin is peeling off, so yeah, it looks very uneven. That's what's going on there. Let's go see what this looks like in natural light. We finished looking at the demos. Now I'm gonna help you pick your palette. Let's say that you're only gonna buy one palette. Let's figure out which one is best for you. Here's every single shade swatched on my arm right now: Deer, Swan, and Fox. Looking at these colors, you're probably already leaning towards one of them. But don't worry, let's take a closer look. First, let's describe each color story. The Deer is your peachy natural tones. These are the I woke up like this shades, the no makeup shades. They're also safe, they're beautiful, they're universally flattering. Notice there's no berry here, there's no purple. It's all about those peachy pinks. Moving to Swan. Notice in the three blushes here that we get very different tones. I love this variety. We have a coral to berry progression. So you get the fresh coral, and then you get a sophisticated plum berry. There's more variety and some shimmer happening here. Then we have Fox, the deepest, richest tones. We have the terracotta, the deep berry, and the golden bronze. This berry is richer and more intense than Swan's, because both Swan and Fox give you a berry option, but they're kind of different. Swan's is more wearable, Fox is more dramatic. We saw that Deer skips berry entirely and stays again in that peachy pink territory. So see the difference? Deer plays it safe, Swan gives you options, and then Fox makes a statement. We've seen the color stories. Now let's figure out which one fits your makeup style best. I'm gonna give you 3 different approaches, and I bet one of them is totally you. Number 1, the natural look. You like to look polished, but not overdone. You grab the same few products every morning. You prefer enhancement over transformation. If that's your style, Deer is gonna be perfect. Every shade works, nothing is intimidating. The second approach is the colorful look. You actually use that colorful eyeshadow palette you bought. You like having options and you like playing with different tones throughout the week. If that sounds like you, Swan is gonna give you that range. You're gonna get more subtle coral for work and then deep berry for date night. The third approach is a bold look. You actually contour regularly. You own multiple highlighters. Dramatic makeup doesn't scare you. It makes you feel confident and put together. You see where this is going. If that sounds like you, then Fox is your palette. These deeper tones were made for this style. So which approach sounds like your usual routine? Keep that in mind because now I want to help you eliminate the palettes that definitely don't work for you. This is the elimination game, my friend. We are actually gonna get practical. We are gonna cross off any palettes that just do not work for your lifestyle. This should hopefully save you from buyer's remorse. Do you hate any visible sparkle on your cheeks? Well, that was a trick question because even though some of these shades have sparkle in the pan, when you're looking at them, you can visibly see the sparkle. Once they're on the cheek, you won't be able to see that sparkle unless, in all seriousness, unless you look in a 10x mirror this close and at just the right angle, you'll be able to spot certain fine particles of sparkle. Otherwise, you won't see it. So do not worry about glittery cheeks. That's just not gonna happen with these palettes. After making such a definitive statement, I decided to double check the Fox palette. The Swan palette, I stand by what I said. You will not see sparkles on your cheeks. But with Fox, the marbled blush, you will see sparkle on your cheeks. Now, do you hate any visible shimmer or pearlescence, sheen on your cheek? Because if you do, then Swan and Fox are out of the question. You're gonna get, I think it's beautiful, the pearlescence, the sheen that this gives you. What's it called? Golden hour? Can't keep track of these names. Sunset flush. Sunset flush is one of my favorite shades, but it's high in pearlescence. I'll roll the clip of it on my cheek right here. This one, this shade right here, Lucid Glow, this blush from Fox also has shimmer. So if you're not a fan of shimmer, these are already not looking good. And those are just the blushes that I'm talking about. Now, if you go into the highlighters, that brings me to the third question. Do you never wear highlighters? Because if you don't, you can cross off Swan and Fox. Both of these highlighters, they're pretty bold. They are nothing like the delicate, subtle, everyday wearable highlighter that comes in Dear. By now, you should have a better idea of which palette goes with your makeup style. And also, by process of elimination, from the questions that I asked, you should have been able to cross off some palettes already. I'm thinking that for a lot of you, if you're light medium skin tone like me, Dear is probably the one that you should buy. You're gonna use every shade. There's no shimmer anxiety. You cannot mess it up. So forgiving, so beginner friendly. Swan is gorgeous if you actually like coral tones, if you like a pearlescent finish in your blush, and if you like the berry color. You don't mind shimmer, you actually like it, Swan is perfect. Fox is absolutely gorgeous, but it's more for confident makeup users. I guess I'll give you my final verdict. I was really trying to be creative and figure out how can I best help you choose the best one for you. So I'm just gonna run down my final verdict for each one. Buy Dear if you want natural looks, you hate shimmer, or you want to use every shade. This is a smart choice for probably 70% of you. Buy Swan if you love coral tones, you want variety, and you're generally okay with shimmer. Ideally, you not only are okay with shimmer, but you like shimmer. Just be real about the shimmer thing. Buy Fox if you're experienced with makeup, you love bold looks, and you actually wear highlighter. Don't pretend you're more adventurous than you are. If you're a beginner, I would not suggest Fox. If you're a beginner, I don't suggest Fox. It's best if you already have some skill when it comes to makeup application. It requires you to be more intentional. If you're wondering which palette would I choose if I could only pick one, if this were my first palette, I would absolutely go with Dear. But since this is not my first Hourglass palette and I already have these softer shades, I am gonna go with Swan. I love that we get 3 distinct tones of blush. I love, again, the pearlescence of this shade, the Sunset Flush. I like that the bronzer is not warm. And I love that the sparkle in this coral shade is not visible on the cheek. Dim Light is a shade of finishing powder that goes great with my skin tone. And I find that this highlighter, it is intense if you layer it, but if you go in with a light hand, it can also be subtle. So what you have in your existing collection matters. Before we wrap up, let's just talk about the finishing powders. Notice that we get 2 finishing powders with Deer, 1 with Swan, and 1 with Fox. Why? Why does Hourglass give us 2 finishing powders only with Deer? If I had to guess, I would say it's to give you some seasonal flexibility. I say that because I noticed that this one, for example, has a lavender sheen. This one is more ivory. So I'm thinking that the ivory one is for, let's say, the summer months when you have a little bit more color, and this one is for the cooler months. I think that's why. What do you think? I would love to hear from the Hourglass team, because you know that each color story, there was a lot of thought put into which shades to include. So why Hourglass? Why are we getting 2 finishing powders here? I don't hate the idea. I would just like to know why. Like, why not give us a very soft plum, let's say, instead of one of the finishing powders? I really hope I helped you choose. If I did, let me know. If I didn't, if you still don't know, well, let us know. Why are you confused? What is it that you're looking for in a palette? And we'll do our best to help you out. Comment below. These are hard decisions, people. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!